Ayo, geek.
What is up, guys? Today we are working on Sydney's M3. It needs a pretty much full overhaul on the entire car, as she has heavily neglected this thing for the last, I don't know, how long have you owned it?
Like 5 or 6 years. It's been a while. Kind of put it on the back burner.
So the car is pretty rough. It needs quite a bit of work, starting with the power steering system you see sitting on the ground here. It was replaced probably 4 years ago by a shop, as I was just way too busy and I did not have time to do it myself, and she was daily driving the car. So we took it somewhere. Long story short, it got done. The car never felt right, and here we are replacing everything, as it's leaking like crazy and only has like 1,000 miles on all those fresh parts. So we're going to restart. We got an OEM pump for it, all new lines, and we got a used rack, silver tag rack, that's in amazing condition from our friend over at Kelsey's Garage. This video will be pretty basic. I'm not going to do a full how-to on how to do the power steering system. There's 1,000 videos out there. If you guys really want us to like go in depth on that, we might be able to at a later point. We're going to keep this one pretty short and sweet. I'm not going to do like a whole how-to walkthrough on the power steering system, as it's just very basic and there's really no need to like fully dive into that and explain something that's already been explained 1,000 times in a video. For the future of this car, we will also be replacing the prototype knuckles that I put on this thing like years ago. The tubing arms that we used to do, where we used to extend them with DOM tubing. We will be doing new E90 inners, outers, SLR lollipops with the new adjustable in-car. What else are we doing?
We already did the valve cover gasket. We did not do a video on that. So that is now successful. No more leaks anywhere in regards to the oil.
Yeah, the car was smoking extremely bad. It sat for like 2 years, and when we started up, it was just pluming smoke from the oil all dripping onto the manifolds, and it was a mess. So she started there. We didn't film that at all. We still have quite a bit to do to the car. It needs front strut tower reinforcements, needs front subframe reinforcements. It has the OEM reinforcements in the rear, as it is an M3, but I'm not sure what kind of condition that's in. It still has stock subframe bushings. We still have quite a bit to do to the car, long story short. Yeah. This is a good point to start, get the car driving good. We're gonna do all this as her lollipops haven't showed up yet, and I still need to make her kit. I've been extremely busy. While she works on this, I will be mounting the new bucket seat that she just got for the car and building the rails for it. At a later time, she will be also purchasing over fenders so that we can get the desired size tire around the car that she wants. The first time she drove this thing on 205 40s was third gear fainting out the wall at peaks, and I quickly realized that she was going to outdrive the tire size on the car, and that I need to properly set this up for her, as I'm not trying to see her lose grip and just go into the wall immediately from trying to drive like the boys. So
it's all fun and games until it's not.
Exactly. As this is her car. She does not want my help on it other than fab work, so we're gonna let her take over on this.
I do the fab work too, but
But yeah, we're gonna get started. She needs to get under the car and start pulling the whole power steering system out. It sucks that we don't have all the tie rods and the ball joints for her new arms and a couple of the other things, or we could just do this all in one video, but we wanted to get some content out for you guys. This is simple. I'll do some cinematics and make it look cool, way cooler than it actually is. I will bring you guys along with me making the seat rails for her and getting the seat in the car. Very simple in these cars, so that won't be too bad. And yeah, we're gonna get to it. Sydney got the rack out of the car, the pump all the lines, the reservoir, stuff like that. So yeah, these definitely needed to be replaced. They were obviously leaking super bad. The reservoir is full of metal and it's a mess. But luckily she has all the parts to replace it, so. And she is filthy.
It was a messy job.
Yeah, she's got everything out of there. Gonna go grab some cans of brake clean real quick. Some degreaser and get this all cleaned up. And make way for all the new pumps. We got the new high pressure and low pressure lines. FCP for that. And like we said, Kelsey's Garage hooked her up with a very new condition OEM silver tag. I don't like the quicker steering racks. I personally think it takes away from like the cut knuckle setup a little bit. So silver tags are what we prefer. That will go in the car. And yeah, she will get this thing back together. But yeah, she's got it all taken apart. Now she can do some cleaning, get the car back together. Alright guys, we're back. It's about a day or two later. Sydney got her M3 all taken apart, and I am also running up to Able Fab to pick up my arm extension plates, as I just ran out of 2-inch and I have a very busy week ahead of me, so I want to make sure I have enough stock on the shelves for all the orders that just came in. Outside of Sydney's M3 and all the work that I have to do this week, I need to start pinching away at my car for Spirit Peaks on the 17th. I got a pretty short list to do on my car. I'm going to be throwing on a fresh set of updated arms, as I'm still on a really old set of tubing arms on my car from way back in the day, probably about 8 or 9 years old, and they've stood the test, but I just want the updated parts on my car. It's my personal car, should have all the updated stuff, and it doesn't. So when I get my coupe in the garage, I'll go over the whole front suspension with you guys and kind of show you how you should have these kits set up and why I push them to be set up a certain way. I also want to give a huge shout out to Able Fab. He does custom fab work out of his own shop out here in Malala. He does lots of titanium work, stainless, pretty much anything TIG related he can take care of for you guys. And he is really a staple in the PNW, I would say, for fab work. I'm gonna grab these plates at Nick's house and then head back home and get back to work in the garage and get started on Sydney's seat bracket. Even though I could order one, we already have the material for it. So I'd rather just start from scratch and just make one. Won't take me that long. Be kind of fun to make it with her. So get her seat all put in the car. That'll take care of that. She still needs to order a handbrake, or we need to rebuild her factory drums and throw some fresh cables in. Just kind of slowly tinkering at it and making sure that it gets taken care of over time instead of just all at once and holds the garage down for longer than I need it held down for. I only have so much usable space, so when a car gets stuck in there, it kind of limits what I can get done inside the garage and slows my process down. Luckily, I just took a bunch of orders and I'm waiting on all the cores to show up. So today, not being held up, running all my errands, making sure things are taken care of. Tomorrow, I'll worry about getting her car out of the garage as the cores show up, and we can get back to work on filling orders. I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, we finally got the right pump. Sydney sadly ordered the wrong pump for her car, which is not fully her fault. It's kind of mine, I didn't double check. But we ended up with an LF30 pump, which does not work on the S52. As you can see, they're quite different here. Hopefully you guys can see that. But yeah, pretty different. We're gonna return that one to FCP, and we got a new pump for the S52 here. Comes with a bracket already on it. She's about to toss that in the car. She also just replaced her steering guibo. This thing was pretty shot. It's got a couple cracks in it. So yeah, she's gonna get the rest of her steering stuff in. She's about to throw the rack in, get the pump and all the lines in there. And then after we do that, we're gonna work on her seat and put the bash bar on my car. So she's gonna take off this bracket real quick. Swap that. Oh. Yeah, she's gonna take that off without removing her hand and get that on there and throw the new pump in.
We're good.
It's gonna be just two 13 mils holding it on there. Careful. Oh, she knows the tech. She did not learn that from me. All right, first thing you want to do before you throw a rack in is center it. Just gonna check side to side and make sure this is centered. Should be about 2 inches on an E36 rack.
Yep.
Okay. Next thing we're gonna do is she's gonna slide that up into the steering guibo, and I'm gonna hold the wheel centered. All right, Sydney got all the new power steering parts in there. Feels pretty good. And she's holding her seat. We just got the stock seat out, kind of eyeballing this. It's on sliders, which will be nice because that way I can drive the car. But yeah, I'm gonna make some brackets for this real quick. I'm gonna have to raise these up front so that we can get to the bolt on the other side as the seat sits right on top of it. The rear one's pretty simple. That one's just gonna be a flat bar all the way across. So yeah, I'm gonna get to work on that. Okay, we're gonna start off by making the rear bar. I got some 3" by 3/16. And what we're gonna do here is we're gonna start off by making the rear flat plate, get that in there so I can have the seat balance a little bit better so that I can eyeball this area a little more. On the OBD2 cars, they have a hump across the floor right here. I could just trim the carpet out. I don't really want to do that to her M3, so yeah, I'm gonna make some tabs that come up to this level, and then we'll do a flat plate across, and then get the seat in there and find the position where she wants it. It is on sliders, like I mentioned. And then we need to try to focus on getting it to center with the steering wheel, which is kind of a pain in these cars. But I'm going to use my prototype parts for the steering wheel drop kits that I'm doing and move the wheel to the left just a little bit. That might not be in this video, that might be it. All right, first piece, we're gonna need 19.5. Okay, we got that cut with the portaband. Now what we're gonna do is just take a flap disc and deburr the edges real quick, round the corners out so it's not so sharp. All right, now that we got those all deburred, nothing sharp and crazy that can cut you when you're working in the car. Let's move over to the E36 and get some holes marked up. Okay, we got the flat plate cut for the rear. One thing I noticed is with the slider rails, they sit in between the two bolt holes. So when I make these holes for the rear, I need to make sure that we have enough forward that the seat rails can actually catch on this front and back. So going to work on mounting these up real quick and getting the holes drilled, and then we will move on to the front plate. This plate mounted. Looks perfect. Now I am pretty sure I'm definitely going to have to put some spacers or washers on these bolts, but that's okay. Don't need to worry about that right this second. All right, my phone died, but I got this marked out. I waited until it was charged to continue. So we're gonna replicate that first piece at 19.5. I'm gonna cut two 2" pieces, and then I need to bend those so that they come up, and then this plate can be welded to those. And then I need to make 2 runners, which I'm probably gonna have to go grab material for, but that's okay. Got the tabs in there. Now I'm just going to use this as my flat edge and get these tightened up. Use that to line them up. Then I can play with placement of this and the angle it's going to go down. And what I'm going to have to do is either make something that makes this come up at the right angle, put spacers under the bracket itself, and bring that up level with this, which I kind of want to avoid, as I don't want the seat to come up too high. But the more I look at it, I probably didn't need to make these so tall. So what I might actually do is take these back out real quick and shorten them. With it sitting there, I'm still sitting quite a bit above it. But my goal is, since the sliders on the seat that we have sit between the bolts, what I'm gonna do is mount this bar back further so you can still get a ratchet on these seats, because I hate the brackets. You have to stick a wrench into there and get to the bolts. That is really irritating to get the seat out. So try to make the most user-friendly bracket I can. All right, I'm gonna do some modifications and we'll get back in here. Got those modified. This is sitting there. It's the angle it's gonna be at. I did run out of material, so I'm gonna have to go get more in the morning for the side pieces. I also didn't realize that it got wider up here, so all I'm gonna have to do is just trim this bracket back a little bit, and then that'll be good. Yeah, it's coming along nicely. Definitely should have just bought a bracket, but it's okay. I think this will be pretty nice when it's done. It's gonna be as low to the carpet as possible, with most of the brackets bring it up pretty high. So yeah, that's where we're at so far. I'm gonna work on getting the carpet all covered up so I can tack this together, and then we'll see you guys after that. Alright, I got the tabs welded in, and the seat just kind of sitting in there. Tomorrow morning, I'll run and grab the side straps and weld those in, and then we can mount the seat in there and test it out. Catch you guys tomorrow. Oh no, what's going on here?
Got rid of all the vacuum.
Okay.
Shit, all the PCB crap, so we need more.
Nice.
And then all the extra shit's gone.
You get a catch can?
Plastic bottle.
Plastic bottle?
Yeah. That's gonna have to do.
Mike had a ripped PCV diaphragm, so intake manifold is off the car. And he is pretty much following a couple of the other homies along and running to a catch can instead of using the PCV system, so it's easier to maintain. Yeah, these cars are a nightmare under the intake manifold. There's definitely ways to simplify it. What you doing, Mike?
That's a far cry from home, mate. Fuck, I'm doing. My wheels fall off my cars.
It's over here breaking the sweat. This thing's sick though. Mike found the wall.
This shit's annoying as
All right, it's the next day. Got this all jigged up and ready to go. And got some 2-inch and some 3/4. Got the 3/4 for when I sat the seat in here last night and had her sit in it, it was bending the center part. I know it'll kind of stiffen it up when I do the runners on the sides, but underneath I'm just gonna do a stick standing up and do that across between these humps in the carpet, and that should help the flex a little bit. Up here it's not an issue, it's sitting right on this hump when it's bolted down, so this doesn't move. Yeah, I'm gonna get to work on this and let's get the seat bracket finished up. So you guys can see what I got going on here. Got this all squared up, that piece put in, and then we'll add one more over here where the other rail for the seat sits. Now that we got this all tacked up, the top I'm going to weld, but I'm gonna have to grind flush because this is where the seat sits. So from the back, I'm gonna blast it real quick and we will go from there. All right, this is all welded up, ground flat. Good enough. I did bevel it on the top, so you may think I just ground all the welds off, but I had small bevels in it, filled it, ground it flat. Now the seat can sit straight on it. But yeah, I'm gonna wait for this to cool down for a second and put it in the car. Okay, got the seat in there. Slider works. Now we need to get the seat belt mounted in there. So I'm just gonna make a little bracket that this can bolt to. She's eventually gonna get harnesses and probably a half cage. But yeah, I gotta weld 2 tabs on. I'm gonna get this back out of the car and mock up the brackets for the seat belt. All right, we got the seat bracket in there. It's all done. Got the seatbelt mounting point welded on. Just sitting in there right now. I gotta wait for the clear coat to dry and I'll throw the seat just on it in the morning before I pull the car out, before I work. But yeah, a couple things real quick. If you're gonna go off this video to make a seat bracket, I would have used a little bit thicker plate probably, as it still flexes in the middle just a little bit right here where the seat sits, but not enough to notice. I also probably would have welded some spacers underneath the back portion just to bring it up just a tad bit so that the bolts, the bolts clear when you bolt the seat up from underneath as they kind of push into the carpet as you tighten it down, which is fine. And also make sure if you're using sliders and mounting the seat that you rotate it all the way forward and all the way back, as that made me have to move the seat this way a little bit. And as you can tell, the bolt holes are kind of, the bracket floats right on the edge of this plate, which is completely fine. These aren't here for structural, they're just here to tie it into one piece. But yeah, it's in there, it's gonna do the job. Seat fully slides forward and back now, and it works good. All right guys, that's gonna be it for this one. Got the seat bracket all finished up. Sydney got her full power steering system overhauled. I need to get this thing out of the garage. I got a long day of work tomorrow. A bunch of cores showed up today and I got more showing up tomorrow. The next episode, we'll bring in my car and we'll get some stuff done on that. I got some suspension changes to make to it, throw some updated parts on it, and do a couple other things to it and get it ready for the 17th at Spirit Peaks. Following that episode, we will then dive straight into a Spirit Peaks episode, a full day of us driving, merch booth, all the cool stuff. So I appreciate you guys stopping in and checking this video out. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.